Back.
We are.
Good episode.
Thank you.
I mean,
David's still on her mind.
On her mind, obviously. So, but she's dreaming, she's having nightmares. It's like, what's the...
Clearly, she's still trying to move forward. And even though your actions are one thing, it's just another expression of what's on her mind, what's on her heart. And it's David. It's still David. What I love is that the baby, it is named Andre, and it's a white baby. So she's thinking about, she's thinking about the baby, David, Andre. Oh, Lord. I love it. I love it. You know, this episode really is about kind of being there for other people. And
definitely.
I always sort of wondered about, especially for those in the public eye who didn't want to come out and weren't prepared to come out. How do you live that life?
And it was so interesting because she dropped everything to be there for him. And I mean, we do that in our relationships.
Yeah, that's what they signed up for. That was the agreement that they made, you know what I'm saying, and their friendship. But what I love is that the conversation went beyond that. It's the idea that the mother was ready to have a life with her son.
Mark, I know you're gay.
And this secret, this lie, was keeping her from having a life and sharing in his life.
Mary Jane also becomes free from concealing his truth.
Yes, you're
because she was trying to be his savior in every regard. Like, I have to be there to play wife, and
if you think about what Mary Jane is going through, just her own feelings, she couldn't even tend to her own feelings.
Absolutely.
Because I got to be there for him, but I just think that is part of life. That is a part of life, being there for people.
Like, there's so much compassion that I think Mary Jane shows and exudes, even in her strength, and even in her failings, and even her flaws.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, because I feel like as she's fighting for everybody else, it's a measure of how much she maybe not be fighting for herself, but also, more importantly, that everybody's worth fighting for.
Is there a moment in this episode where you kind of feel a different movement and energy within yourself? Like, was there a defining moment for you in this episode?
At the end, how Mark and Mary Jane meet at the end of the episode, he's come out to his family, he's lost his lover, and you know, she still is missing David and thinking about David, and at the end of the day, they end up, they're at work at midnight.
Midnight, yeah.
You know.
Thanks for being my beard. And my friend.
We sometimes criticize workaholics, and but sometimes it's our safe haven.
It's an outlet.
It's an outlet, it's a safe haven.
And as I think about Mary Jane being a savior for other people, in some ways, work becomes a savior for her too, because, and not only just from a standpoint of allowing her a place and a space to be, but for her to really kind of connect with humanity, as you say, in other ways.
It's the part of Mary Jane that we love, that we sort of accept those beautiful flaws we've been talking about. You know, it's the part that you're like, she's a good girl, we like her. And we want her to get her man, we want her to have everything she wants.
We
want her to have everything she wants, because she's trying to help everybody get what they want.
So I want you all to tune in next week to BET's Being Mary Jane, and of course, you are going to join